Ready or not? Ready or not? Here I come, can't hide. Gonna find you and then yo. I play my enemies like a game of chess where I rest. No stress if you don't success.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Game Day with Trey. Of course, this is your host, Trey. And today, we're going to do an NFL 2025 full season preview for the Buffalo Bills. All right? I mean, we're going to look into the schedule. We're going to look a little bit into fantasy football, projections by Mike Clay, which I love leaning on. Mike Clay's projections as far as what he sees, because it gives me a good opportunity to figure out where these teams or where these players could be headed. You know what I mean? He's not always on point, but he definitely does have some good information. It's a good starting point, man. Okay, we'll also be looking at the NFL draft, what they did over the draft, what they did in the offseason, man. But let's go ahead and let's get this thing started. All right, so first and foremost, last season, the Buffalo Bills finished with a 2024 record of 13-4. All right, so the Buffalo Bills will play in a tougher AFC than in past years this year, man, to be honest with you. All right, now with the New England Patriots hiring Mike Vrabel as their head coach, that could give them some struggle. Now, maybe not this year, but in the future. Okay. However, they definitely should be favored to win for the sixth consecutive year the division title over there, because after that you really don't have much. Okay, the Jets hired a new coach. They hired Aaron Glenn. All right, first time lead coach. I believe he's definitely going to be an asset over there with the Jets, but it's going to take him some time to get that together as well, because they don't have a quarterback right now, and that definitely going to hurt them. Okay, then they still got the Dolphins to deal with, which didn't really get much better than last year's group, to be honest with you. It all depends on if Tua is healthy with that. So that, and then they're getting ready to get rid of Jalen Ramsey. So, I mean, what exactly is their plan down there in Miami? Needless to say, I don't think these things will get in the way when you're talking about how the Bills are going to conquer this division once again. All right, the Bills had a continuity within their coaching ranks. On top of that, none of their free agents' departures are going to actually affect or impact the offense or defense. Okay, they're a small group of teams that's literally and legitimately contenders for the Super Bowl this year, in my personal opinion, man, with another one in the AFC being the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, the Bills did end up signing Joey Bosa, okay, which I think that's a great pickup for them, but it's all predicated on Bosa can stay healthy, because Joey Bosa, man, for the last few seasons, ever since he really got into the NFL, man, that dude hadn't stayed healthy the whole time. Okay, so how much are you really going to get from Joey Bosa, man? But we'll get into that too when we look into Mike Clay's projections, what we expect to see from Joey Bosa, how many games he's really actually going to play in, right? First round, they did select Maxwell Harrison. That was a great pick, okay, in the draft. Actually, they spent the first, I want to say 5 picks. Their first 5 picks on all defensive players, man. So you can kind of let you know what they're trying to get to. All right. We're also going to get into that as well, man. So let's look a little bit into this draft. What they do in the draft. So Buffalo Bills first round, they got Maxwell Harrison out of Kentucky, cornerback. Okay, they did that with the 30th pick. Harrison recorded 81.8 overall PFF grade in 2023 and looked poised for a leap in 2024, but missed most of the season due to injury. The Bills needed a higher caliber cornerback opposite Christian Benford, and Harrison, I believe, is going to provide that solid thump that you need, because he got that tackling ability, man. That boy, and the Kentucky boys, the boys that play Kentucky in the SEC, they play great defense, man. All right, they play great defense over there. He profiles well as a zone-heavy cornerback with a high level athleticism. Then in the second round, they ended up getting T.J. Sanders, all right, out of South Carolina. All right, defensive interior. All right, he gets a 3-tech. He's a 3-tech technique type of dude. all right, who has the ability to shoot the gaps with an explosive first step and lateral quickness. Sanders improved his PFF pass rush grade, and every single year he was at South Carolina, culminating with an 81.9 pass rush grade in 2024 and 33 quarterback pressures in the mighty SEC. He'll fit in great over there, bro. He'll be great. All right, then when we're talking about third round, they ended up getting Landon Jackson, edge rusher out of Arkansas. He was a transfer from Alabama. The Bills continue to add pieces on the end to rebuild their defense ahead of this 2025 season. I believe Jackson's a fundamental sound player with great length and surprising bend and corner ability for a player his size. He can line up inside, outside, and he could finish the 2024 season. He did finish the 2024 season with a PFF grade of 83.0. So I believe great baller there. Then fourth round, okay, they got Deion Walker out of Kentucky, another Kentucky boy. If you can't see the trend on what they're doing, they're trying to build a strong defense, man. He's a defensive interior player, one of the largest players in this year's draft, 6'6", 345 pounds. He adds some girth to that defense and some much needed size. Then fifth round, they got Jordan Hancock out of Ohio State. After that, they got in the fifth round as well, they got Jackson Hawes out of Georgia Tech, best run blocking tight end in the draft. Okay, played 3 seasons at Yale. That's definitely lets you know a little bit about what they plan on doing. You know, with the Buffalo Bills, when they play their best when they don't lean on Josh Allen the whole way. They got to make sure that they keep running the ball and giving other players on that team an opportunity to help Josh Allen. Because if you just put the ball in Josh Allen's hands, Josh Allen ain't going to get you where you need to go. Okay? You have to curtail the young man a little bit. And when you do that, you see success. All right? So after that, they got a tackle, Chase Lund out of Connecticut. And then they got wide receiver Caden Prather out of Maryland, guys. Okay? Their offseason, their top priority in free agency was handing out contract extensions to their core players, Greg Russo, Terrell Bernard, Christian Benford, Josh Allen, and Khalil Shakur, all cashed in this year. They all got paid. They signed Josh Palmer, which is the right type of wide receiver to bring in. He actually had a 90.5 PFF receiver grade on 20 or more targets for last year's season. So I think that's the right type of guy you need to add to that team. Not sure how he's going to play in the cold, but I believe it's definitely a great add to that wide receiver room. All right. Buffalo's scheduled to start the same safety duo that earned the 31st PFF grade from last season. So the worst grade on safeties, man, when you got DeMar Hamlin and Taylor Rapp out there. So at the end of the day, they did a good job, but they are gonna have to improve what they're doing back there at safety, or the two dudes are just gonna have to play better. All right, that's plain and simple. The two dudes are gonna have to play better, man. So training camp for the Buffalo Bills will start on July 15th. Okay, in Rochester, New York. It's gonna be played at St. John's, or the site's gonna be at St. John's Fishers University. The rookies will be there July 15th. Veterans will be there July 22nd, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this full season projection, some of the not PFF grades, the fantasy football grades, and the schedule. All right, so first and foremost, got to start it off with Josh Allen. All right, Mike Clay projects him to play 17 games, 523 attempts, 336 completions for 3,937 yards, 27 touchdowns, 11 receptions. He's going to get sacked 29 times, I can guarantee that. All right, he's going to run the ball at minimum 114 times. He's going to get to 581 yards, and he definitely is going to get 11 or more touchdowns, guys. His PPR grade is scheduled to be 364. He's the third best quarterback, or third best player in all of fantasy. All right, is what Mike Clay's got him rated at in the PPR system. Okay, now when you're talking about what they're gonna do at running back, man, that dog James Cook is back. Okay, he's back. It's a contract year. He want to get paid, and I believe he's going to get to the money, man. All right, James Cook, they project him to have 264 attempts for 1,228 yards, 12 touchdowns, 45 targets, 37 receptions, and 284 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. They projected him to get 267 total points. Okay, 12th best ranked in all of PPR. So I think he could do that, man. Because as long as they give him the touches, James Cook's gonna get to that money, man. He's gonna get to that box. All right. I also like Ray Davis, man. Ray Davis, they got him for 106 touches for 439 yards through rushing and 3 touchdowns. I like that. That's gonna be the good off 1-2 punch they need. All right, Khalil Shakur, they got him starting 17 games. He's going to receive 111 targets, 83 receptions, 944 yards, 5 touchdowns. They got him for 206 points PPR. He's the 38th ranked player. All right, then they got Keon Coleman out of Florida State. Got him starting 17 games as well. 96 targets, 54 catches, 904 yards, 8 touchdowns, 191 points PPR. Once again, I did mention they did add Josh Palmer, and don't forget they do have Curtis Samuel over there as well, guys. So they got more depth in the wide receiver room. And then when you're talking about at tight end, okay, we know what Dalton Kincaid can do. We know what Dawson Knox is going to do. They're going to go out there and ball. Dalton Kincaid going to give you 86 targets, 56 receptions. I can see that happening. 678 yards, 4 touchdowns on the season. Then when you're looking at that defense, okay, we know Ed Oliver is a dog on the interior defensive line. 739 snaps, 44 tackles, 4.6 sacks, with a fantasy football ranking of 23. Yeah, well, I'm not sure about that ranking, but I am sure about those snaps and those tackles. And he does get to the quarterback, so I can see that happening. All right, they also got, DeQuan Jones and TJ Sanders out there, guys. So you can expect some stuff to be mixing it up for the Buffalo Bills on that defensive line. Now, when we look at the edge rushers, they do got Gregory Rousseau on one side. He's going to have 804 snaps, and Joey Bosa's only going to play 589 snaps. And that's because he's going to split time with AJ Espinoza, okay, who's going to get 537 snaps. All right, they project Rousseau for 60 tackles, Bosa for 36 tackles, and Espinoza for 34 tackles. But when you're talking about sacks, now they will be getting to the quarterback because they got Rousseau getting 9.1 sacks, Bosa getting 7 sacks, and Espinoza getting 5.4 sacks, guys. All right, now let's look at that linebacking core because that's what happened last year, too. They did have a point where you had some injuries at the linebacker. So let's take a look and see what happened there, what's going to happen there. So they still got Bernard, okay, or they do have Bernard. They protect him at 986 snaps. Of course, Matt Milano is going to be there. You know he's going to get those snaps up, 921 snaps. Shaq Thompson did come in. They expect him to get about 204 snaps. All right, as far as tackles concerned, you have the 2 tackle monsters, Bernard with 137 and Matt Milano with 110. Okay, neither one of them are going to get to the quarterback. Neither one of them are going to get interception. I don't agree with maybe Matt Milano might get 1 interception on the season. You know what I mean? And probably 2 sacks. You know what I mean? But, yeah. Now, in that backfield in the corners, like I mentioned before, they do have to get Christian Benford back. Taron Johnson, they got Tre'Davious White, they got Maxwell Harrison. You know, they got some dogs back there, got some things they can get together, man. All in all, they're projected to get Benford 1.8 interceptions, Taron Johnson 1.2 interceptions, Tre'Davious White 1.2 interceptions, and Maxwell Harrison 1.0 interceptions. The snaps are going to be all over the place. They expect Benford to just really start 986 snaps, with Taron Johnson getting 857 snaps on the other side. In the nickel, it'll be Tre'Davious White 536, and then Harrison in the dime. But I honestly see a lot of dime being played because of the fact that they are playing in the AFC, and you got quarterbacks all over the place, and most teams do go 4 wide. So that's what I see. Now, we do see Taylor Rapp back there at safety, and Cole Bishop getting 750 snaps, and Taylor Rapp getting 804 snaps. Remember, DeMar Hamlin's out there too, so he'll probably get the real 536 as well. As far as tackles concerned, Taylor Rapp 83 tackles, 74 for Bishop, and 55 for DeMar Hamlin. Okay, interceptions 2.2. So Taylor Rapp most likely will be leading the team in interceptions with 2.2 interceptions. Where you got Cole Bishop at 1.4 and DeMar Hamlin at 0.9. Now let's go ahead and let's take a look at this actual schedule. All right, Dad. It's a doozy for game 1, man. Game 1 is a must watch. Game 1, week 1, this team will be playing against the Baltimore Ravens. The Buffalo Bills will be at home versus the Baltimore Ravens, and this will be a rock 'em, sock 'em, knockdown, drag out fight, man. I'm excited to watch this game. I really am excited to see Lamar go against Josh Allen again. I like when these two teams match up, and I like the additions that the teams have made, as well as the players that these teams have held on to be honest with you. All right, so looking over here at week 1, Mike Clay's got it projected for them to score 26.9 points and Baltimore to slightly win the game, 27.6 points. I can see that happening. It's going to be a very close game. A win probability is at 47% for the Buffalo Bills. Week 2, they do see the New York Jets. They visit the Jets. They are projected to score 27 points, with the Jets scoring 19.6 points, and this is 75% win probability for that one, so I can see that happening. Then you got Miami. Okay, they're going to be at home versus Miami. They got them projected for 29.4 points, while Miami comes out there and only puts up 22.8 points, so it's a 73% win probability for the Buffalo Bills on that one. Then they play the New Orleans Saints. They're at home. Of course, they're going to put up about 30 points in that game, and I'm not sure if New Orleans is going to get to that 17 points. We shall see, depending on what they do at quarterback. That's actually one of the highest win probabilities the Buffalo Bills have on the season, at 89% win probability on that one. Then when we're talking about week 5, they play New England. They will be at home, and they are projected to score 27.5 points, whereas New England only comes out and puts out 20.5 points. So it's a 74% win probability for the Buffalo Bills in that one. Next, they go visit Atlanta. They're projected to actually score 29.5 points in Atlanta, and then Atlanta only come out there and put up 22.8 points. They're expected to whoop Atlanta, 73% win probability. Then they got a bye in week 7. Much needed bye in week 7, in my opinion. I think that's one of that's like close to the sweet spot of where you want your bye. You want your bye somewhere between 7 and 11 or 7 and 10. That way you can go ahead and get your guys rested and do what you need to do to complete the marathon that is the NFL season. All right, so then when we're talking about week 8, they're going to play the Carolina Panthers. They're going to be visiting Carolina. Of course, they're going to dog them. They're going to put up 29.5 points. I probably think they'll put up 35 points on them. And then, Carolina might get to the 21 points, but we'll see how Dave Canales calls his plays this year, man. I'm not too sure about that dude. All right, there's a 78% win probability for the Buffalo Bills in that one. Next, we got the Kansas City Chiefs in week 9. All right, so in week 9, they will be at home going against Kansas City. All right, they're projected to score 28.1 points, and Kansas City's only going to put up 24.6 points. So Buffalo has a 63% win probability on that one. I'm not sure how that one's going to play out, even though Buffalo does usually beat Kansas City in the regular season. Yeah, that's it's still Kansas City, guys. All right, next, week 10, they play Miami. They visit Miami. All right, they're projected to put up 28.3 points, whereas Miami is only going to put up a lowly 24 points. So they got a 65% win probability in that one. Next, they're going to come down to Tampa, or no, Tampa's going to have to go up to there. I'm sorry. The Buffalo Bills will be playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in week 11. Mike Clay's got the Buffalo Bills put up 28.8 points, and the Buccaneers only putting up 24.9. I'm gonna be honest with you. We should be fully healthy by that point, or on a run at that by that point. And that's just me speaking as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Yeah, you see it. So as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, yeah, I gotta let you know, man. Mike Clay has only guys put up 24 points, gives you a 64%, or as a Buffalo Bill fan, gives you a 64% win chance on this game. I think it's gonna be a little bit tighter than that, but that's the bias in me as a Buccaneer fan. I always keep it 100 with y'all. I mean, I know we ain't gonna win every game, but I believe we could cover in that game. And if you're talking about it's 28 points to 24 points, I think we can get to the 27 points, and it might be but you also got to understand the defense, man. Like, I don't know if he's taking into account the defense he's got going on out there, because Buccaneer defense will be better, but I digress, man. Let's get back to this. So in week 12, they're gonna go against the Houston Texans. They will be visiting Houston, okay, and they're projected to score 25.1 points, whereas Houston puts up 22.7 points, and it's a 59% chance of them winning that game. All right, so right now, Mike Clay is got them looking like they're gonna win most of their games, and we all know they're gonna have a great season and they're gonna put up great numbers. But I don't know about some of these percentages, guys. I just give you the percentages because he is the guy who's on ESPN. He's got his stats out here, and it's a PPR. It's something for us to be able to really look at, especially if you play the DraftKings or if you are somebody who likes to understand how to gamble on these players too, man. Player props. But I digress. Let's get back to it. So next, they will be visiting Pittsburgh, play the Pittsburgh Steelers. They project the Buffalo Bills to put up 25.2 points. Pittsburgh Steelers to put up 20.9 points, and his win probability for that one is set for 65% for the Buffalo Bills to win that. Week 14, they do play at home against Cincinnati. They're projected to put up 30.7 points, whereas Cincinnati's only going to put up 25.7 points. So once again, it's a 67% win probability for the Buffalo Bills. Then you have Week 15, New England, where they're going to be visiting New England. And in this one, they got the Buffalo Bills scoring 26.4 points, whereas New England's only scored 21.6 points. That's a 67% win probability for the Buffalo Bills in that one. All right, next you got in week 16, you got them visiting Cleveland Browns. They have Buffalo putting up 28.3 points, whereas Cleveland only puts up 18.3 points. It's an 83% win probability for the Buffalo Bills. Not sure how that's going to play out like that because you don't know what quarterback's going to be out there at that point in time. All right, and we know how that Cleveland defense plays. Okay, next, we're going to look at week 17. All right, they play in Philly. At home at Philly, against Philly. They project Buffalo to beat Philly. 28.2 points to 25.9 points. I'm not sure about that one. I think Philly is going to be a dog again. That defense is biting, and they don't care where you play them at. So they give them a 58% chance to beat Philadelphia in that game. Then in the final week of the year against the New York Jets, okay, at home, they project the Buffalo Bills to score 28.1 points, whereas the lowly Jets only score 18.1 points, and the Buffalo Bills have an 82% chance of winning that game as well. They projected wins at 11.8 wins, and the strength of schedule is the 13th hardest schedule in the NFL. Yeah, I can see that. So, I don't know, guys. In my opinion, I do think that this is probably a 12-win team. Yeah, it's probably a 12-win team. They're going to get some L's out there, but this is definitely, looking at that schedule, this is easily a 12-win team. All right, their conference is just, or not conference, their division is just so basura or so trash, okay, that it's just, it's hard to not see them rattling off some wins against the lowly New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins and the Jets and all that stuff there, guys. But I don't know. You let me know what you think. Of course, I hope you enjoyed all this information, all the content. Please like, share, subscribe, and expect to see more. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.